the session, I listened to part of the session with Natasha Akpoti. I felt very sad. It's sickening, absolutely sickening that we're talking about Ajaokuta. And people here will come out and say, oh, Ajaokuta is dead on arrival. Absolutely dead on arrival. It is 40 years old. Look, anybody that doesn't know, Nigeria's iron ore is 30%. 30%. You have to enrich it. So for you to start thinking, then secondly, Ajaokuta, the way the furnace is built, people say, oh, once you light it to run for 10 years. Do you understand what that means? It means you have to supply gas with non-stop, at the right pressure, non-stop for 10 years. It doesn't mean that when you light the furnace, it will just be burning like that. No, you have to make sure, guarantee that gas will move there at the right pressure for 10 years non-stop. Can we achieve that in Nigeria at the current rate? Outside the fact that the iron ore there will need enrichment. So if you look at if you do value engineering of that project, it is, when somebody says it's dead on arrival, it's not because you don't want Nigeria to produce, have its own steel industry. But what you have in Ajaokuta is going to be that if the government starts running it, it will be running at a loss. It's just like when they talk about the Port Harcourt refinery that was running at, if you put in 5 million barrels of crude oil, what you will get out is 4.5 million. So it is not economically viable. So when I say, I like Natasha, but we need to, you see, one of the problems we have in Nigeria is this copy and paste syndrome. You know, you just copy something and paste. You don't really know whether it's applicable. We need to find out what will work for us. Look, we need to get smart guys to sit down, and we need to structure our solutions around what is important, what our climate is, and how we can optimize it. Not just, oh, we need steel, go and bring steel. Meanwhile, what your iron ore is 30%. So you are going to be enriching for, think of this, even most of the countries that into steel production, the iron ore is 60%, 65%. So your enrichment is very little. So let us, we should, Nigerians, we should spend time to do in-depth research and listen to subject matter experts. So we don't just come and spill things. Like when I see Natasha, she's trying to push that Ajaokuta. What is she thinking? Okay, it's going to bring, what do you call it, business for people. Let me give you another tip about the Ajaokuta. The original site for Ajaokuta was actually supposed to be in Anambra State, because Anambra State has a large gas reserve. Politics made them move it to Kogi State. That has now meant that you will have to transport gas there. So how you know that Nigeria is very dysfunctional? If you were thinking, okay, we want to do steel production, you have to, how are we going to, because moving the iron ore is not the problem, you need to fire that furnace. You will structure everything around proximity. We haven't done that. And one of the problems we have in Nigeria is that people are being fed with generational inconsistent information that will not help the next generation coming through. So we need to go back to the drawing board and be honest about ourselves in Nigeria. Look, Nigeria must not have one system of power production. The power production in the southeast doesn't have to be the system in the southwest. Look, in the north, you have the river coming from Cameroon that can still be dammed in Taraba. We have many sources, but we're not honest with ourselves. Thank you.
All right, thank you.